Hello and welcome to yet another video. And in this video it's going to be something different because it's not a well-planned video. It's actually not planned at all. It's spontaneous. It's just the past 2 months I've been really occupied with a lot of work, like a lot of paid work and everything, and notice I haven't really been doing anything personal, like go out and take photography, like photos just for personal photo and everything. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I have no expectations. I have no plans on where to go. I'm just scouting the city right now and just looking for perspective and stuff I haven't really taken, and also yeah, it's just to see what's new, or just at least if I don't get anything, at least I will get some sort of photo tonight to work on and also have a nice fresh air. But yeah, just wanted to share this because I also haven't really created any content like this in a long time, so I thought it might be nice to at least share. And yeah, oh, by the way, the weather here in the Netherlands has been really unreliable so far, so I don't know when it's gonna rain and when the big clouds are gonna come, but yeah, should be fun. This is the first location. It actually has two locations in one. One is the old port, well, part of the old port, and the other one is the Red Bridge, the Williams Bridge, which is really popular here in the city. But yeah, I'm first going to capture the Williams Bridge because it's now 8:40 and the city pretty much goes to sleep at around 9. So yeah, I have to be quick. Oh, and the reason I wanted to capture this bridge is because a lot of cars are still running. So at around 9 it will probably be very, very little. And it's a Friday night. So I just have my settings dialed in and yeah, I'm ready to take a picture. This is gonna be like a little semi S-curve line. And yeah, it's nothing special, it's just the first location. Hoping to actually find more locations though. Okay, that's it for this location. It's actually starting to rain quite a bit. Actually pretty heavily right now, it's getting heavier. I was waiting for some bike to come on this S-curve to lead into the image, but after waiting for like half an hour now, it's not working. Still raining. I don't know how well my camera is coping with it. This is not really weather sealed, my vlogging camera, even though the lens is, but oh well. I hope it goes better. And now the rain has just stopped, so I can finally actually vlog. This is pretty much the second or the third location, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, it's pretty much the picture of this green bridge. I don't know if it's true, but I heard from my tour guide that a lot of people go up on this bridge to commit suicide. So anyway, I'm just done with this location. It was just a quick snap because I couldn't find like a perfectly horizontal line to line it up like perfectly. So yeah, I just decided to just take a snap of that and just move on to another location where I thought it might be nice. And yeah, the reason I'm trying to rush here is because even though I said I don't have expectations, but I still want a lot of traffic light to be there. And the city goes to sleep like at around 9 or so, and right now it's 9:30, so a lot of cars, well, you don't really see a lot of cars anymore. And I know I still want that traffic light and car light trails, if I can say, as the interest within the image that could possibly like add extra effect or depth or leading lines. And yeah, and right now I'm just trying to hurry to 2 more locations, or at least 1 more, to just get the perspective I want. But yeah, right now it's just been a really typical settings, like I'm staying between f13, f14, and ISO between 160 to 320, between that. And oh yeah, later, before I was just saying that a lot of people go on this bridge, climb up this bridge because it's easy to climb up, but also to commit suicide. But that's only a fact that I heard. I'm not sure if it's true, but here. If you see anything, don't tell me. But oh well. Let's go to the next location. So, right now I'm just scouting for location. I didn't really spend a lot of time on my previous location because it seemed a little bit dodgy. And it was the southern part of the city, and even though it's not as dangerous, or I assume it's not as dangerous as the rumor has it to be, because a lot of drug dealers and a lot of shady stuff happen in the southern part of the city, but it just seemed a little bit dodgy because I don't know, there were some weird people around. Some of them, like, I smell really, really strong, like, drug smell, you know what I mean? I don't use drugs, so I don't know proper terms for them. But yeah, I just didn't really feel safe there with my equipment. And even if I would only bring my vlogging camera along, I would also not vlog there. It's just, yeah. So one scene I had to really grab my camera just to film me taking photo, and then quickly grab the camera and then put it in my bag again, because there were quite a few dodgy people around, if I can say. I don't know the term. Right now I'm just scouting, like that's what I'm looking for, composition, like looking around, looking, yeah, for the right composition that I want to photograph this red bridge right here. And that's what I meant by earlier, that I actually wanted a lot of traffic, because right now on that bridge, if you look, there isn't really a lot of traffic. I was here at this location last year, and the trees weren't as tall, and I was able to have a clear view of the bridge. But right now I have to spend a bit more time to look and scout like which location is best to shoot that bridge from, like from this part of the island, because most of the people would take it from the main part of the island on the, just on the opposite of this island. And I just don't want that. It's just been photographed too much. Very few people actually photograph this bridge from this island perspective, and I now just regret not taking any pictures of this bridge last year, like from this point of view. And actually last year the bridge wasn't really lit fully yet, and it was still under construction and like under maintenance actually. So yeah, that's a little story. But right now I'm just gonna scout for location. You see, this point could actually have been such a great point of view to photograph this bridge from, but there's this lamp pole, street light pole, right in the middle. And my Photoshop skills is actually not that good enough to get rid of that lamp pole. And because I only use Lightroom just to adjust like basic contrast and highlights and shadows, and that's pretty much it. But in terms of erasing the entire lamp pole, I'm not that skilled in Photoshop, I have to admit, because I just really don't like spending a lot of time in post. Partly my fault, well, mainly my fault, but still. Now I'm just searching. Now that I'm actually searching, it actually has like come to the same point as I said in quite a few of my videos where I go out and shoot, whether it's in the morning or in the late evening like this, is it really makes you appreciate and just, you know, feel more attached to the location where you're shooting, and you just feel like you know it better, and also just you have moments for yourself. When you have that, you know, slow shutter speed, you just get into the atmosphere and the environment, what's going on. You observe people, you observe the location, you take in the air and actually notice something in the air, whether it's that fresh air or what have you, depending on which city you live in. You just appreciate a lot of things more, and this is why one of the reasons why I also like going out at night or in the morning, just to, you know, take it slow pretty much. Like, observe the location, observe the area, and maybe you can find new angle, new perspective of the city or of the location that you're photographing. And that is something really special about photography, I find, and I really encourage you guys to really go out and take it slow. And of course, getting nice photos is a plus, but also just take some pictures. Really, just go out and take some pictures, and maybe you'll get to know your location or the city where you live or the city that you're traveling from a different perspective than usual, or than other travelers and photographers who took pictures of the exact same locations, maybe, you know? So, oh, there was a cracking sound on that lamp pole and I got scared, but yeah. So right now, in a desperate attempt, I found one last composition, which is to include this slider that they actually closed down, as you can see down there by the fence, and just leading into, well, not really into the bridge, but at least there's some sort of, you know, line of compensation and interest. But it's very distracting, it takes it away from the bridge, but in the same time I find it somewhat interesting, and I really have to grab the shot as my battery is running out pretty soon, if you can see. Yeah, and to be honest, I kind of want to end. I feel a bit exhausted. It's been a pretty long day for me, and yeah, like, just in, like, as always, most of the final photos, well, actually all of the final photos, even the ones I don't like, will be shown by the end of this video. And most of the lens that I decided to pick, I'm looking around because just 5 minutes earlier there were a group of like really big Russian guys surrounding me in this area, and I just felt very uncomfortable, so I'm just making sure they're gone. But anyway, as my battery on my vlogging camera is also going like really low, blinking red, most of the lenses I use, well, most of the time I use the 16 to 35 millimeter f4L lens, but I usually keep it at around between f13 and f14 on this particular shoot, and my ISO is always between 160 to 320. I know earlier I said 250 to 320, but there was one shot where I used 160, and yeah, as I finish with this composition, let me just take one just in case. I always take one just in case, you know, just in case there was that slight shakiness because I just tripped on the tripod. But yeah, and I hope you can take something from this video. If anything, like, just always make sure that, you know, you go out every once in a while. I highly recommend you to go out and actually just shoot. Whether you're a street photographer, landscape photographer, city photographer, portrait photographer, always go out there and shoot, because there will always be time when you learn something new. Actually, you can always do the cliche saying like you will always learn something new in every shot you take, but you know, in the same time, it's not very often that you will learn new techniques that you will use for the rest of your life or your career. And there will be that shoot, you know, that you go out on your personal shoot and then you will learn something that you will like apply to for the rest of your career or your photography life, or what have you. But yeah, I just would like to end the video here as the battery is blinking, and also the fact that if you are wondering why this camera is struggling with focusing, because I'm using the X-T20, I'm still testing it for vlogging because yeah, my EOS M50 is great, the autofocusing system is great, the low light is actually even better in terms of seeing in low light, but because I have this camera that shoots full width 4K, and also the fact that the prime lens and the battery is actually empty now. The screen just shut off. Great. I hope it's actually filming me because I can't see the screen. But also the fact that this lens is a 16mm f1.4 and I don't have an f1.4 wide-angle lens for my EOS M50. That makes such a huge difference when shooting in low light like this, and also wanting to get blurry background, you know. And yeah, that's why I'm using this and trying to work with this setup so bad. I wish the EOS M system has something like this where it's like f1.4 lens, you know. But yeah, anyway, I hope you can take something from this video, and if you need a free photography guidebook, it's on my website and I'll link it down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'm exhausted now, so see you next time and have fun shooting. Bye. Oh, and there was one thing that I forgot to mention, is that always let your images breathe right after you take them, so that, you know, when you edit them, you'll have a clearer mind when you edit them. So after you've taken your images, just let them rest for like overnight or so and don't get into it. And it's just the best way to have your fresh mind that you edit it tomorrow or something like that. And yeah, that's it for now.